Gold is at all-time high. The stock market sometimes is super high, sometimes is super low. Property prices are through the roof. And Bitcoin is back in the headlines again. And yet, there is one question no news channel will answer for you. Why does someone earning $60,000 a year end up financially free while someone earning $600,000 lies awake at night stressed about money? Why do lottery winners so often lose everything that they have, while an ordinary school teacher quietly retires a millionaire? Here's the thing. If information made people rich, every economist would be a billionaire. Because money isn't a maths problem. Money is a behavior problem. The book. Today's conversation is inspired by a book that completely rewired the way I think about money. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Morgan isn't your typical financial guru, just one idea that changes everything. Financial success is not a hard science, it's a soft skill. How you behave matters more than what you know. And honestly, I really wish someone had told me this 20 years ago when I was in Africa. Lesson 1. Money is emotional. Imagine I gave you $1,000 today. Feels good, right, isn't it? Now imagine tomorrow I take that same $1,000 back. How will you feel now? Feels far bigger than yesterday's joy. Why? Nobel Prize winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman called it loss aversion. Research suggests a pain of losing hits roughly twice as hard as the pleasure of gaining the same amount. And that's exactly why when market crashes, people panic and sell at the worst moments. In that moment, they're not making a financial decision. They're making an emotional one. Remember this. Money and emotions are two dangerous business partners. In India, we are often taught how to earn money, but very few of us are taught how money behaves. Many of us inherit financial habits from our parents, not because they are always right, because they are only familiar to us. Lesson number 2, rich vs wealthy. Have you ever seen someone stepping out of a luxury car and said, wow, they made a lot of money, they must be rich? Maybe, may not be. Morgan Housel draws a line I have never forgotten. Rich is what people see. Wealthy is what they don't. The Rolex watches, the holidays, the latest iPhones, all visible. But the investments, the savings, the assets quietly growing in the background, nobody sees those. Look at Warren Buffett, one of the richest people on the earth, and he still lives in the same house, Omaha house he bought in 1958, and probably in the same car as well. One person looks rich, the other is building wealth. And those are two very different games. Lesson number 3, saving is freedom. I grew up in an Indian household where savings are almost a religion. Buying gold, buy property, always keep something for a rainy day. And there is a real wisdom in that, because saving aren't just money. Savings are options. The person with 6 months of expenses in the bank can say no to a bad boss. Saving makes you rich later. It makes you free today, now. Lesson number 4, the magic of compounding. Now, my favorite fact in the entire book, people think Warren Buffett got rich because he picked brilliant stocks. That's only the half side of the story. There's a surprising part. More than 99% of his wealth came after his 50th birthday. Yes, after 50th birthday. Because Buffett's real superpower isn't about stock picking, it's about time. He started investing as a child when he was 9 and he never stopped until today. Compounding is like planting a mango tree. For years, nothing much happens. You keep watering, you stay patient, and then one day it bears fruit, season after season. That's why your age is often a bigger advantage than your salary. Governments can build roads and policies, only you can build your financial habits. Tax rules changes every few years. The principle of saving and patience and discipline endures. Lesson 5, luck and risk. Let me tell you a story from India. When people see the Ambani family today, they see Antilla, billion-dollar home, private jets, a global empire. But where did it actually begin? In 1950s, Dhirubhai Ambani, the father, was working at a petrol station as a fuel attendant in Aden, Yemen. An ordinary job, no family fortune. He returned to India, started a small trading business. You might have seen the movie Guru, and then built for decades. One decision, one risk, one reinvestment at a time. Morgan Housel's point is this: every success story contains both luck and risk. So never copy someone's results. We photograph the summit, the trophies. No one photographs the climbs, the journey. Lesson number 6, what Australia taught me. When I moved to Australia, I saw even more interesting. People here aren't talking about getting rich every barbecue, but quietly, almost accidentally, millions of them are investing. How? Superannuation. Every payday, by law, your employer put a certain percentage to your salary in your retirement fund, automatically when you think about it or not. And then money stays invested for decades. The result? Australia's superannuation system now holds more than $4 trillion, one of the largest retirement pools on the planet. Indian economy is just $3 trillion. Here we are just 26 million. Think about that. No lottery, no startups, no jackpot, just boring consistency. India's culture of saving, Australia's automatic investment both prove the same quiet truth. Consistency is boring, but boring things usually win. Owning a business taught me something no textbook ever did. Cash flow is more important than my ego. Revenue is exciting, profit pays the bill, cash flow keeps the doors open. I've learned that growth without discipline creates stress, not freedom. Lesson number 7, how much is enough? The very important question. Jeff Bezos was once asked by Amazon why Amazon makes decisions that seems painfully slow. His answer stuck with me. He said, people always ask what's going to change in the next 10 years. But the far more important question is what's not going to change in the next 10 years. Most of us ask what will make me money this month. But a builder asks, how much is enough for the future that a decision I take today? And now the lesson that hit me the hardest. How much is enough? Seriously, for you, what's the number? Have you thought of it? Because if the answer is always just a little more, you will never feel rich, never satisfied, not at any number. History is full of people who had everything and bet it all one more deal and lost everything. And here's a twist. Harvard has been running one of the longest studies in the history, following people's life for more than 80 years now. They asked what actually predicts a happy life. It wasn't the salary, it wasn't the cars, it wasn't the watches either. It was strong relationships. Money can buy comfort, but relationships, peace of mind, time, they are not on sale on any showroom, my friends. Sometimes the smartest financial decisions you will ever make is knowing that you have already won. As a pharmacist, I've seen people spend thousands trying to recover their health. It reminded me that health and wealth have one thing in common. It's usually cheaper to build them early than to repair them later. The goal isn't to become the richest person in the room. It is to become the calmest person when the room is in the panic. Real wealth isn't measured by what you can buy today. It's measured by the choices that you still have for tomorrow. I lived in many countries, worked with thousands of people, and built businesses from the ground up. One lesson keeps proving itself. People don't become wealthy because they earn more. They become wealthy because they think differently about the money. So if you remember just one thing in today's conversation, let it be this. Money is not a number game. Money is a behavior game. Patience, discipline, perspective. At the end of our lives, nobody will remember which phone you owned, which watch you wore, or which badge your car has. They will remember how we spent our time with them, how we treated people, and whether we used money as a tool or we spent our life serving money. Because the real goal was never to look rich. The real goal is freedom. The freedom to spend time with your family, the freedom to do work that matters the most, and the freedom to sleep peacefully at night. I'm Kultej Verma, and this is the KV Show. One book, one conversation, one better life. If this conversation changed how you think about money, share it with someone who works incredibly hard but still feels stuck. Because sometimes one conversation can change the way we think forever. See you next time, next Friday, 9 p.m. Bye-bye for now.